new lever system could potentially be one of the worst things they've done for Mythic Plus. And it's not the theory behind it. Like, obviously, we needed some sort of lever penalty in some way. But what I'm saying is that how it's implemented in its current state could lead to more toxic behavior than having someone just simply leave a dungeon. So, what I want to show you and what I want to talk about is two examples of things that people do, but we're going to start off with the most egregious one. And this is a new way that someone can ruin the dungeon experience that really didn't exist before. It's honestly like an evolved form of someone leaving their dungeon. Now, look, I have been openly annoyed by the resilient key system because, one person makes a mistake and then they just type resilient and then just AFK until they get their answer. And then they leave the group if it's not resilient. That was like my annoyance last season. But this season, what you're about to see, the tank pulled a knight into Captain Delacry, and like, it's unlivable damage, right? Like, we just absolutely get clobbered here. And what you're about to see is the tank is the one that's going to do the newfound toxic behavior. And this, if you've played like a MOBA, so like League of Legends, Smite, like any game like that, or any competitive like 5v5 game like Overwatch or something like that, you probably have encountered something similar where maybe one of your side laners gets ganked or dies in the jungle or something, and they're like, no one's helping me, I'm gonna AFK and spawn, right? Well, this warrior implements that strategy of, quitting into WoW. And this was formerly not a thing. Like, you could just leave the dungeon. You might get reported, you might get banned, who knows? And this what's about to happen that could never happen. So the tank is done. He's typing like, GG, I'm done. I want to abandon. So he types the abandon vote. At least two of us, myself included, who's the key holder, don't want to quit. Like, we still have, a fine amount of time. It's just a 13. Like, I feel like we could still probably time this if we play our cards right. Even if not, like, it's still week 2. This was literally week 2. I just wanted a weekly key, and then I didn't want to have to do Priory again, So he's like, you guys voted for no. And you're just going to see he's basically just going to pitch a fit. So back to my statement earlier about like one of those MOBAs. What they would do is they would just sit and spawn, and that is like what MOBAs are known for being toxic. Like that's like one of the things is like people can just AFK and literally make it a 4v5. But in WoW it's even worse because if the tank does it, like you cannot time a key, you can't even finish a key without a tank. There's no way like a DPS is going to be able to do it. So then you're going to see the other two people that also voted yes are going to also pitch a fit, but you see the tank said he's just going to go eat something. Like, y'all voted no, y'all want to be in this key, I'm going to make y'all sit in this key. And the reason why this is so toxic, the reason why this is a worse version than him leaving is because if this were season 2, he would have just left. We would be able to go about our way. In that system, one person is making the decision, the tank leaves. That one person is being a jerk and they are leaving. They're ruining the other 4 people's experience, but they made the decision and they can possibly get punished. But in this situation, in this current system, the leader system, I voted that I wanted to stay in this key that I signed up for. I queued up for because it's my key. The rest of these people queued up for this key. I would be the one getting punished if I were to leave. Like, I am now subject to his fit that he's pitching, like his tantrum that he's pitching. And if I leave, I'm the one that's subject to the lever penalty just because all of this is automated. Now look, all of this would be solved if they would just not automate systems like this. Like if they would pay attention to like when someone would leave a dungeon, if they would, I don't know, watch it back. They literally say like your chat's being recorded. Like if they would watch these things back or listen to our reports that we were doing and hire someone to read through them and, ban people or do like temporary bans, then these automated systems that work off of whoever leaves the group first is it. I think we would be a lot better off. So if they would have just done something like that, we'd be fine. However, we are now subject to this. And this just goes on until this guy goes and gets his food and we can throw up another abandon vote. And then we're forced to say yes because he's going to sit there in timeout and just pitch a fit in his little soggy diaper and he's not going to play the game, right? So still in this current system, one person is making the decision to quit and still ruining the experience for the other four people. But we, the four people that are getting our experience ruined, are in a worse situation because if we leave, now we're the bad guy. So as you see, about 5 to 6 minutes later, he finally gets back, throws up another abandon vote, and we're all kind of released from his clutches, you know. So I don't know. Look, I do think I've been saying for a long time that they should do a leaver penalty. I am never the first one to leave a group. Like that is the number one thing that I go by. No matter how bad the group might be, no matter how like bad people are at mechanics, how long a dungeon takes, I don't care. I will be at least the second to leave. I will never be the first to leave. And I don't know. I just think that there's so many different ways they could have done it. I think that the way that I thought they should implement it is every time that you leave a group first and you get a report or something, then you get a mark, and each mark is like a subtracted IO point. And then it's like if there's like someone who cares about their IO, then they aren't going to leave groups. And then it's like, you know, what do you do? But even then, that's just another automated system. All of this is just to avoid having someone behind a computer looking through reports and banning people for doing reportable offenses like this, like ruining the gameplay experience. And if you think this is a one-time event, it's not. Like, we're 2 weeks into the season, not even at this point, we're less than 2 weeks into the season, and this has already happened twice, and this next one is arguably more egregious. It happened on the first pool of like a plus, I don't even know what this was, like a +8, +6 even? I don't even know. But just watch this clip. This is absolutely ridiculous, and we had a little fun with it on stream, but has this happened to you, or is there any other things that have happened to you in the same light? Because this is just out of control. Oh boy. You gotta move out of that, buddy. Oh, please kick. Oh, Lord. What is going on here? What? These beams are not getting kicked. Tank down. Oh god. Oh god. The curse of the Dragoon Floodgate. Oh no. Tank, wake up. It's morning time. Tank, hello. Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice? What? Yeah, 8 to 9s is the hell zone of people who don't know mechanics. I agree like a dog. I don't think the tank DC'd. I mean, I'll go over there and is he literally waiting for me to come and give him mouth to mouth? Because I can't. There's these contractors there. We, like, weren't kicking the beams, though, and they were just melting people. The tank said, no, it's just GG. You serious? I mean, no one was kicking, but, like, let's not pitch a fit. We're actually grown adults. Here, I'll turn off my camera. Said Tank DC, said no, it's GG. In a dungeon where DPS don't cut it and you die because of it, it's going to be torture. How do you spell Poindexter? I'm spelling it like this anyways. I have no idea how to actually spell it, but brother, your high horse is too high. Get off. He's forcing the vote? Buddy, I don't want my key to become a 7. Yeah, then leave. We shouldn't have voted yes. If he wants to leave, take the leaver penalty. Like, brother. How blissfully unaware people can be in Mythic Plus, yeah, it's very cringe. In a dungeon where DPS don't cut it. I mean, the DPS were fine, honestly, other than the Hunter. Like, brother, it's an 8. What are we doing? How does this game has an age limit, right? Like this game isn't like does let me see. Do you have to be a certain age to play WoW? What age is appropriate to play WoW? Let's see. There isn't a strict age requirement to play WoW. That explains a lot. But it's rated T for teen, 13 in the US. Due to violence, I mean, so the DK didn't see the vote. This again, dude, these crybaby tanks. I made a video about this last night and it was going to post tomorrow, but now I'm going to add this clip to that video. This is the second time where a tank has wanted to quit and then just held us captive because he's a child. You had a tank do the same thing, Reddit Coffee? I'm going to make a video about this tomorrow, and I am very nervous to post the video, if I'm not going to lie, because it's like a rant style video. Okay, let's see what he said. He said, I'm sure everything would remain the same. They see such obvious casts and omit them, and they die. 10 out of 10. Like, buddy. Buddy, buddy, buddy. Like, this is ridiculous. Okay, let's open up a report. His name is Zandia. And let's see, what realm is he? Tichondrius. It would be Tichondrius. Zandia Tichondrius. He said, report question mark for interrupt? Gasp. I'll turn off my face so you can see what he says. Like, what do I do it for? Like, it's clearly none of these, right? It's like D-ranking. He's D-ranking my key, but I know what they mean by boosting / D-ranking, right? And I also don't think that they take boosting very seriously. If I come here, it's to make the keys on time, not to be wiping on each pack. Oh, buddy. All of this just because we need an automated system, right? Like, why do we have an automated system of reporting and checking reports and whatnot? All right, let me turn my camera back on. Let's see, which one is it? This one. That's me. He said, if I come here to make the key, why what? Abusing? He said a bussing. A bussing, brother. I'm a bussing. No, I'm kidding. I shouldn't have said that. Anyways, what are you guys saying? I had a tank do the same thing. Took forever. Yeah, it's just. I mean, you just have to wait. I think like 5 minutes. Yeah, 5 minutes and then you reset. But to be fair, like, look, we weren't kicking, so it's like some people were gonna die, but it's no reason to cry. It's like you literally just type, hey, let's kick, and then you move on like an adult. That the lever system sucked, obviously. Like, people leave the group, that sucks. But this is actually worse than the lever system because we are literally held captive here until we can type /abandon again. And we're held captive, and if we leave, we get flagged. So now we're going to get to leave 5 minutes later. So that's what the whole gist of tomorrow's video is. It's literally this, is that this is just the lever system, but there's 5 minutes extra that you have to wait. Like, it's so cringe. Now, guys, I don't just want to show you clips and, just say that this is a problem and not tell you why or how to fix it. Honestly, I don't think that there is a true way to fix this problem. I mean, no matter what, we're in the gaming space. There's going to be toxic people, and there's going to be people who find new ways to be toxic. That's just the world we live in, unfortunately. However, I will say that one thing that really does create this issue in particular is just the fact that these are automated systems. We went from an old automated system where someone could leave a dungeon and then everyone in the group would report them, and then it was up to this automated system to comb through all of these reports that they're getting to find the ones that are worthy of being banned. And that's why very few people were actually banned for being toxic and leaving groups. And that was a big issue because no one was getting banned. People were just leaving willy nilly and, walking away scot free. Scotch free? I don't even know what the saying is, but I don't know why I used it. But now we're in a new and improved like automated system where now everything's done automatically, where whoever leaves the group first will be flagged, maybe as a leaver if they leave enough, and it just creates systems like this. Whereas the real fix, instead of slapping a band-aid on a broken system like this abandon, like slash abandon vote, like this leaver penalty, instead of slapping a band-aid on an already automatic or automated system, there needs to be a team. There needs to be a team of people who fix things. I don't know if I'm going to play everything in the clip, but I'll just go ahead and restate it just in case. But I play another game called Smite. I have ever since it was a thing. And in that, they have like a group of ambassadors who are basically part-time employees who just comb through, like their whole job is to get submissions of video footage from people. So what they do is they have a Twitter account, and everyone knows who those ambassadors are because they're public figures, like say like content creators and stuff, and they are paid to receive messages from players that have clips or like proof, like screenshots of people being toxic or doing things reportable, bannable. And their job as the ambassador is to filter through that and send it into the real team. That way there's less stuff making it to the real team. That way they're actually hiring people instead of, automated systems, robots, algorithms to comb through these VODs, comb through these clips, comb through whatever proof you have that people are doing things that are bannable or reportable, and that way there's less brunt on an actual team, and that way Blizzard doesn't have to hire like a full 20-man team of full-time employees to come through all these reports they're getting. Now it's less on them. It's allowing more part-time creators to become full-time creators because they can part-time create, part-time and be an ambassador. This is what Smite does, and it really helped the game because more people were getting banned for toxic behavior, less people were getting banned for automated false reports and stuff like that, and all in all, the game, thrived under the system, and I think that WoW could benefit from that. Now, WoW has a much bigger player base, so they'd have to do that at a larger scale, but either way, I think any amount of actual person behind a computer running this system is better than an automated system, and it doesn't allow things like this, what you saw in this video, toxicity in this manner, to exist. So all in all, I think that this abandon system, this lever system, this penalty system, although it had a very good they obviously had good intentions in implementing it, I also think that it's very hard to implement something perfect in its first iteration. Obviously, I understand that it's hard. You're going to need patches. You're going to need to update and listen to feedback and see how things can evolve and grow. So I don't think this is the final implementation of this lever vote. But I do think that in its current state, it's arguably worse off than it was before when people would just leave their dungeon, because back then people would just leave the dungeon, whereas now you can't leave the dungeon. You're basically stuck there for 5 more minutes until you give in to that one person that literally would have just left. Like basically they're AFKing, and it's the same as if they would have left, but now we have to wait 5 minutes to actually leave the group. It's an even worse system, and it's all because things are automated, in my opinion. What do you guys think, though? I think this is a big talking point. I think a lot of people are hyping the system up, and now that we're seeing it in game and seeing the negative implications, yes, these negative impacts are caused by toxic players, and obviously they are the issue, but they're allowed to thrive under this environment, in my opinion. So what do you guys think? Shame on the 2 tanks that we saw in this video today. Huge shame on them, but, don't go throwing hate their way. That's they're going to get caught one day, I guess, by this automated system somehow, some way. But guys, what would you recommend that Blizzard does? I don't know if any Blizzard employees are going to see this video, but just on the off chance, let's treat the comments like they're going to see it, be very respectful. What do you guys propose they could change? How do you propose that they do something about this? But like I always say, the Blizzard devs already get enough scrutiny. I think they are working so hard, and obviously they are listening to our feedback, and that's why the system exists in the first place. So much love to them. Thank you guys for working so hard to make this game so enjoyable. I just think, it's okay to not hit the nail on the head the first time. I think it takes a couple throws before you hit the bullseye, unless you're super lucky. But guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I appreciate you all so much for all the support. You guys have helped us cross 15K, which is absolutely insane. Thank you guys so much. It's kind of weird that our first video after hitting 15K is like a rant style video. Oh man, I didn't think that one through. But guys, thank you so much for all the support. Let's keep it going. I don't know what the next milestone is. I think 20K is pretty ambitious. But let's hit like 15.5K before the end of the season. Who knows? So make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss any healer content. Make sure to hit the like button if you agree with me or if you just think that there should be a discussion. And by the way, have that discussion down in the comments, guys. I'll see you in the next video. Until then, take care, guys.